Hello, beautiful people. I am Mary Jane. Welcome to Net Voices. Today, we're on the boxing ring with Deontay. Yes, Deontay, the heavyweight boxer. Deontay, the heavyweight boxer, was on Piers Morgan uncensored, promoting his fight with Chisora. He was asked about his daughter that has spina bifida. His response left a lot of people stunned and not sure what to make of all the details about how his daughter was conceived. Some are saying he's talking too much. He's giving too much information on the wrong platform. Some said he needs a therapist and shouldn't trauma dump on Piers Morgan. While some said he has to deal with the consequences of his decision on the type of women he chose to be with. While some see him as a good father that's a bit frustrated with deadbeat baby mama. Here's the footage and people's reaction.
Naia, who was born with spina bifida, which is obviously a very serious condition. What impact has that had on your life and your feelings as a father?
It had a strong impact on my life because I chose to keep her. Her mother didn't. Her mother tried to set me up, to have the baby. She ejected my sperm in her and ran in the bathroom and locked the door, and that's how we had her.
Really?
Yeah. Truth be told, she don't even know I know this.
Wow.
But I'm telling it to the world.
How do you know that?
I'm smart. When we was having, when I used to her stomach. I used to fold my towel nicely by the bed because I would want to wipe it off of her stomach. This particular time, she chose that she wanted to have a baby by me because I was the best thing that ever came into her life. Most of her relationships only last for 2 months or whatever because she was a promiscuous woman. I didn't know it at the time. I only found out this thing by reading her journal. She didn't know that I read her journal either. So during that time, I did what I do. I had a good and I her on her stomach. This time, I went and got the towel and tried to wipe it off. She hit my hand so hard, I thought she hit my hand like a home run, like a baseball player do a baseball bat. But she screamed, "No!" as if she was being. She got up so quickly and ran into the bathroom and locked the door. 2 weeks later, she liked to go clubbing and drinking with her girls and stuff. Like, okay, cool. But this particular moment in time, she knew she was pregnant. So she was pregnant with my daughter, but she didn't do all the right things to, take her prenatal vitamins and things, the nutrients and the minerals that needed for my daughter to stay healthy. She just was worrying about this child having my child, but my child ended up with spina bifida. So going into the doctor's office, we had an opportunity to terminate the pregnancy, but it's just something in my heart. I just felt like she deserved to live. I wanted to take up on this opportunity of taking care of a girl that was born with spina bifida, a child that's in need. She needed me as I needed her.
Where does your daughter live now?
She lived with me.
And has done ever since?
Oh, most definitely. And her life has been better ever since coming.
And do you have any contact with the mother? Or?
Never. I blocked her. I don't want contact. Why?
Does your daughter, does your daughter ever see her?
I have 3 deadbeat mothers on my hand, I had a vision I would have all my children, and God is so beautiful. He's so great. You understand me? I don't go and bash the mothers, though. I don't go and do that. I don't use my platform or certain things to say this and say that. I let life does what it gonna do. You know what I mean? I'm a beautiful father. You understand me? I love my children to death. When you have a father's love in the household, the success rate is through the roof, through the sky. I've been through all that where they didn't want me to see my kids, where I had to take the milk and the Pampers and knock them. It's there and try to make me a deadbeat, but that wasn't in me. I can't, you know what I mean? I love my children too much to let them living in this world without a father. I've been through all that. So I always promote fathers, take care of your children no matter what.
Deontay Wilder just got on national television and told us his baby mother trapped him. So I don't know why he did that, because he's supposed to be promoting a fight. And he's going to be promoting another fight with paperwork with his baby mother and maybe abandoned by his daughter. I don't know.
Me up to have the baby, she ejected my sperm in her and ran in the bathroom and locked the door, and that's how we had her.
It was just weird. And I guess, I don't know, April 1st has been pretty wild. I don't know why you want to traumatize your daughter like that on national television, but you don't need to go into a fight like this. You're not in a good place right now. You're not focused. Okay, clearly you have other things that are nagging at you in your life right now that has nothing to do with fighting. So I don't even know what else to say. And he was like, I've been on this. I never said nothing. I read her journal. You need to take that up with her or with court or a sperm bank or something. I don't know.
He know that this woman trapped him. He know that it was a setup from the beginning. He know that it was just for a connection. And when he got there in the setting and they're like, this is a medical reason. This is if you need to get out of this because it's going to be difficult and we know what's going to happen. He knew that the woman was being irresponsible. All of those things. And as a man, he was saying, no. This my child. Whatever it is, whatever comes with it, I am going to protect my seed. From what I've seen, in my personal opinion, it's so funny because sometimes in those decisions, women are quicker to say no than the man is. He stood 10 toes down for that child. He's so proud. Right? He's not hiding behind like, oh, my child has this going on. And because I'm sure that's a lot of work to deal with, to take care of, to nurture. Right? And, a lot of times when people have children with disabilities, you're not setting up your life until they're 18 or until they're adults and can go on their own. You're setting up your life where they're going to be with you forever. Right? And so how easy is it for him to have just said, okay, well, let her go with her mama. I'll pay the child support, whatever it is, and let it be. He's like, no, I fought to have my own child in my care. And she's benefited from it ever since, and I've benefited from it ever since. Women bank on the fact that men don't talk as much as women do. They do. Women bank on that. When you see women walking around calling men deadbeat dads, when you hear them bashing the fathers, when you hear them trashing a man's name, lying on a man's name and saying all kind of things, the reason why women do that is because they are, hoping that a man will lean into his masculine nature and not respond and get into the gossipy things. That's what they're hoping.
I don't go and bash the mothers, though. I don't go and do that. I don't use my platform for certain things to say this and say that.
They're like, men don't talk a lot, whatever. They get to go on a rampage and say whatever, tarnish whoever's character, tear down whoever's name, because they know that men most of the time will not speak up. Oh, but when they get the opportunity to. Now you have women, mad about the fact that he is telling all this truth. Because he is now exposing not only the woman he dealt with, but he's exposing the nature of other women. And they don't like that.
I have found out things about Deontay Wilder in the build-up to this fight that I did not want to know. That I don't want to know about any man. I'm finding out how his children are conceived, what he does with his business. I didn't need to know that. I don't know why he's told the world that. That is a strange thing to tell people. I mean, he's not even dressed it up. There's no innuendo, there's no flowery language. He's just extremely direct with something that has happened in his life and his beliefs around his the conception of one of his children. And it's a remarkable thing that has been said. I mean, I'm watching that interview. This is on the Piers Morgan show, by the way, and I'm just thinking, what? And I'm sure everyone else is as well. Does that point to him being a healed man, the fact that he's telling that to the world? I don't know. Maybe that's part of the healing process. Maybe he needs to tell the world these things to show that, listen, that's where I was, but look at me now.
I literally just finished watching that clip of Deontay Miller on Piers Morgan, that therapy session, the trauma dump. I actually have not collected my thoughts yet. I thought, let's just go with it. What the fuck did I just watch? What? That's a lot to unpack, but bro unpacked it. He was chomping at the bit. Like he's been waiting to tell this story. Either that or he's been telling anyone with a set of ears this story. I don't need, and I mean, but okay, so in it, he talks about fatherhood being important and he's going to be a good father to his kids. So like, love that. Thank you. That's great. And a father's love. Okay. But I'm not giving the context that you just have to watch that clip. You know what? I hope he feels better. He probably feels like there's a weight lifted off of his chest. I don't really know what the point of my video is here because I still am just reacting. But
that Deontay Wilder, Piers Morgan interview was absolutely horrible. All right? This is what I'm saying. These dudes will always go out their way to try to embarrass a woman. The dude said he got 3 not so good baby mamas. At what point does Deontay Wilder take accountability upon himself to say he should have chose better? But nope, everything just the woman's fault. That's what these men do. Everything has to be the woman's fault. The most childish person on this planet is a man. The one who makes the most mistakes in life is a man. The one who's going to blame everything on everybody else is a man. They doing the exact same thing Adam did in the garden. But God, it was the woman you gave me. It's the same play every single time. Men never take accountability. And then the dude started preaching about men being in the household. Start preaching about stop making broken homes. Man, I don't believe that story about she took your stuff and tried to give you a baby. I ain't believing none of that stuff. I think Tyson Fury got that man talking crazy. That's what it is.
What is Deontay Wilder talking about? All they asked was about the child. We learned the entire history of that child's conception. He didn't stop talking. They didn't stop him. That was insane. We learned so much personal information. I was sitting there like,
Yes, that was a lot. I understand now. Sometimes you might want to vent, get things off your chest. But that was a lot of information, a lot of details on how his daughter was conceived. How would your daughter feel if she watched the footage? Not good. No. Deontay said he chose to keep her. It's a joint effort. The mom carried her to term and then gave birth to her. You can't take that away from her. I know giving birth is the beginning of a child's life. Raising the child is what makes the child a decent human being to society. He's raising the child. It takes a lot to raise a child with spina bifida. It's not easy. He's a good father and encourages other fathers to take care of their children. That's positive. When it comes to the 3 deadbeat baby mama, I'm afraid he has to take responsibility and be accountable for the role he played in those relationships. First baby mama, not good. Second, no. Third, then you might want to look inwards and find the missing puzzle. For me, the key takeaway from that interview was his daughter that has spina bifida, which was lost in a conversation talking about folded towels and graphic details about how she was conceived. Ladies, if you're planning on having a baby, take your folic acid, go to the doctors, do the right thing. Every child deserves to be born healthy. What do you all think? What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.